Hey guys, we're going to be doing a book tag today, and we're going to do it quickly because it's boiling hot in here, boiling hot outside, and my phone will probably melt in the heat if I leave it recording for too long. So this is the Male Booktube tag. Strap in and let's go!
Question 1. Do you think there are a lack of male booktubers, and why?
Right, so I do think there are a lack of male booktubers, but not in the traditional sense. I think there are plenty of channels that are run by males. I'm subscribed to quite a few of them, but I think there's a lack of successful ones, like really, really big successful ones. I'm talking like Cathy-tastic, Tashopolis, that level successful. And the reason I think that is because, you know, a lot of the books that we are seeing from popular booktubers are YA books aimed at girls, like young women. That's it. Like, that's really it. Like, there's not a lot of room for a straight white man in a conversation about those sorts of things. I guess, like, I've seen a lot of male booktubers that do like their takes on those books, but by and large, I mean, I guess it's just not. It's not a man's world, fellas. Like, the women got here first. Let's be honest. Like, the big booktubers, like who started years ago, were mostly women. So that's probably why it's just harder for men to get attention, I guess.
Question 2. Would you like to see more male booktubers, and why?
When it comes to seeing more males on Booktube, do I want to? It's a good question, and like the obvious answer would be yeah, sure, I'd love to see more males on Booktube. But do I really like want to? Would I deliberately seek one out? Like, not really, because Booktube to me is more about the content and the books that are being read and discussed and the opinions of the person. I don't really look at the gender of the person who I'm watching videos of. I don't see a male Booktube and go, oh yeah, I bet his channel's good compared to women's. Bloody women Booktube channels. No, I don't think like that. So basically, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, I'd love to see more males on Booktube, but I'd just love to see more people on Booktube in general recommending different sorts of books. It's all about the content for me.
Question 3. How can we attract more males to Booktube?
So I don't know how we can go about attracting more males to Booktube. I can certainly suggest one way that we can stop discouraging them. Like, a lot of times I've heard on videos, especially about diversity, like, I'm so sick of reading about like straight white men, and as a straight white man, that does sort of sting a little. Like, yeah, I feel like my opinion on things isn't going to be, you know, welcomed because I'm not a diverse person. I'm just white as fuck.
Question 4. Would having more males on Booktube enhance the Booktube experience?
I think having more males on Booktube would certainly change the Booktube experience. Not dramatically, but certainly bringing new perspectives in, maybe bringing in new sorts of books. Maybe we could get away from talking about the same 6 YA books over and over and over again. But that's not really a male thing. That's just sort of a diverse reading thing. I think we just need more diversity in what we're reading in general rather than specifically it being male related.
Question 5. Check out the gender divide in your analytics. What's the split between male and female viewers?
So I did this, and my split between male and female viewers is 11% female and 89% male. I won Booktube, everybody. 89% men.
Question number 6. Name some of your favourite male booktubers. Hang on a minute, that's not a question.
Right, so I've made a list for this one because I wouldn't remember them otherwise. So here they are in no particular order. We've got Ben, I don't know your last name, from Reading Rejects. He's very good. He's got some very good stuff. He does talk about a few of the same things that other booktubers have talked about, but I like his. He's got a very laid back attitude. I like the guy, so go and check him out. He hasn't done that many videos. He's fairly new still, but worth a watch definitely. Number 2, Richard Denny from Richard's Book Nook, formerly Books and Bullshit, formerly something else that I can't remember. This guy is brilliant. Like, he is super in your face. super honest with his opinions, and he talks about something that nobody else talks about really on Booktube, and that's like middle grade books. For those of you in the UK, that's like books you read when you're like a small boy or a little girl, like for kids. The books for kids, like below young adult books for kids. He talks about that, and it's interesting. Certainly not something like, not, I don't really read a lot of the things that he talks about, but I like the way he talks about them, so definitely worth checking out for that. Number 3, and the last one I'm personally subscribed to at the moment, is Daniel Green, and that's Green with an E on the end. He's from the channel called Daniel Green. He talks about epic fantasy books, and he does really in-depth reviews and analysis. He's been doing a series on the Wheel of Time books, where he basically like recaps them all, because people get lost in that series, man. It's humongous, but I really like his videos, really in-depth, really, like, he's got a very professional setup. Not like me, I'm just like a fucking loser, but he's like, he looks really cool. He looks like a cool guy. I'd like to hang out with him. So Daniel Green, go and check him out. And of course, I'd be remiss not to shout out Jayesh Chhaya, who is the guy who made this tag, originator, OG. So go check his channel out as well. He talks about non-fiction books and traveling. I'm super jealous of him because he looks like a super cool dude, and he looks like he has like a fun life. And you know, I just sort of sit here and complain about things a lot, so that's cool. Go check him out. I'll leave links to all of those guys in the description below. So that's basically it for the tag. Apart from the tagging part of it, I tag pretty much anyone who has watched this, which is probably like 3 or 4 people, whatever. Tag it, do it, talk about men on Booktube, because definitely what we need is more men to go around. There's not enough.